What's up, YouTube? In the last tutorial, I showed you how to add instructions. I just wanted to make this a little bit better. Um, the text was only centered, and that's good for most cases. But actually, I think it'd be better if you had the option of making, like I said, text on the top or text on the bottom earlier. So let's call this center lines, and let's do all that. Center and center. Ooh, I misspelled that. And then let's also just make it so that we can add lines at the top and bottom. So let's say, how about top lines? Here, I'm going to make this a top lines equals, let's say, snake by JT or something like that. And then let's make one called bottom lines. Bottom lines equals, let's get rid of these two. Press any key to go back to menu. And just to show you that we can actually have multiple lines at the bottom, let's separate this into two. That might not look very pretty, but we'll see. And just like before, how about for x in range of length of top lines? Let's see, screen.add string, and then what we're going to want is our y coordinate, which will just be I guess just x actually, because the first one is going to be 0, then 1, then 2, then 3, then etc. And then our y coordinate will be dims 1. Come on. Dims 1 minus length of top lines x, and then top lines x. And then that should add all the lines at the top. And then for r in range of length of bottom lines, let's actually make this bottom lines to 0 or to -1 and -1. And what this does, it should list every number from the length of bottom lines down to 0. Wait, is that what we want? No, we want it down to 1. No, we want it down to 0. No, we want it down to 0. So we're going to put that. And this -1 means we're going to decrease. There's more information of how to understand the range functions and stuff like that. I'll probably put the link in an annotation or something. Screen.add string. Now this is going to be a bit trickier. Dims 0, and then what do we want? Actually, you know what? Let's just do length of bottom lines. We don't need this extra crap. Dims 0, and then plus r minus length of bottom lines. Yeah, that should about do it. I hope. We'll see. And then dims 1. Let me put this in parentheses. Just like before, dims 1 minus length of bottom lines z, or not z, r over 2 and bottom lines r. Let's see if that works out. Oops. This looks good except for that's terrible. What do we do? Oh, we forgot to do over 2. That's why. There we go. Now everything's centered. We have stuff on the top, in the middle, on the bottom. And just to show you how easy it is to, like, add more stuff, is in Centerlines you could say something like contact the developer. And we can even like just have blank stuff to just make space, so like we can just have an empty line there, and then it'll just say contact the developer for any questions, something like that. And there we go. All our centered text is still centered, and that's our little blank string that we put right here. Yeah, that looks good, and that'll be all for this tutorial. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next tutorial.